Hi, it's Neil Thomas here from Wedding Help NI, and we're at the Beach Lawns Hotel today, and this is our podcast, and it's episode 52. So we are a full year in their podcast, and my guest today is Janine Kinnear.
Yes, that's it. You got it right this time.
I did. I normally, I've asked you about 3 or 4 times. So it's Janine Kinnear, and you're event and wedding pianist.
That's right, yes.
So take us right back. When did you start playing piano and stuff?
So I started lessons probably when I was about 8.
Right.
And did all my grades, attended the Ulster College of Music. But it was all very classical based. So I was a classical pianist, classical trained. And then once I did all my grades, I found that I don't really like playing classical music. So I like just playing my own things, songs that I know, songs that I love. And then just make my own piano covers of them.
And did you find that hard? Because I know if you're like classically sort of trained, a lot of that would be reading music and stuff, and you're looking at it in front of you, moving the pages around. And then if you're taking maybe like a pop song or something, you're listening by ear. And I suppose it's a complete different thing, isn't it, really, for a musician to do that?
It is completely different, but I suppose I'm a bit of a rebel because I don't like playing what's right in front of me. So I enjoy making my own kind of piano cover interpretation of the music, so I don't have to read exactly what's in front of me. I can just kind of wing it as well.
I suppose you can take songs as well with that might not be sort of piano songs, like say you think of Coldplay would be piano or whatever, but then you maybe think of like more like Ed Sheeran with guitars and just turning them into like piano covers and stuff. And there's something to be said about that too, because it can turn out so lovely and maybe something you weren't expecting as well.
That's it, exactly. Like a lot of couples will ask me, like, would you be able to play this on the piano? It's not a piano song. And I'm like, absolutely. You know, the songs like that are actually the ones that turn out better because people will be like, I've never heard that on piano before. So I would definitely recommend couples to go that way. Definitely, yeah.
And in terms of song choice and stuff as well, you know, what would your advice be to couples? Because I know we were chatting before we came on about trends and stuff, but what would your advice be in that?
Yeah, I think couples really put a lot of pressure on themselves about choosing the music, and they're thinking about their guests when they're choosing it. But I would say, don't follow the trends. You know, pick songs that mean something to you. So maybe the first date you went on, if you went to the cinema, maybe a song from that film, or like a concert that you went to. You know, so have a wee think about it, and don't be googling, you know, the top 5 wedding entrance songs. If there's a song on there you love, then that's great. But don't do it just because it's trending now. I
think that's nearly great advice for every part of the wedding industry.
Isn't
because
it? Yeah.
A lot of things, you know, you can look at something and go, oh, I want that at my wedding, and your wedding's maybe 2 years away or like 3 years away. Things are changing, so you're better just picking something that you actually really like and really means something to you. I suppose that can be music or decor or any part of the wedding industry, really, that you're picking something because you really like it rather than because, you know, oh, it's cool or it's happening at the minute, you know.
Yeah, it's your big day, so you do whatever you want.
I want you to take us right back now. So as well as, of course, playing piano and stuff, you're also a firefighter. That's very interesting. So can we incorporate that on the day too? So the fireman lifts and stuff
Yeah, I'll run in with a fire extinguisher if you need me to. Yeah,
perfect.
I can put out fires.
So that's really interesting as well. So take us right back. Where did you start out, or you know, whenever you finished? You done a degree? Was it music? Or?
Well, I did all my grades in music, and then when I was 20, I got into banking.
Right.
So I actually worked for Santander for 20 years. So after I had my 2 kids, they're 8 and 10, I decided that I don't actually like this banking so much. I want to do something that's more physical, something different every day. And I also, I always fancied being a firefighter, but I never just thought, you know, as a woman, I'll not bother. So it came up, the opportunity to apply, and I applied, eventually got in, and I started firefighting 6 years ago. So I was quite late starting.
That's such a big step as well. I suppose being a comfort zone as well with, you know, if you were in banking for 20 years, to go to this completely different sector, completely out there, like, you know, how did you find that, I suppose?
It was difficult, and it has its challenges, but it gives me the flexibility to be with my children more.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And it gives me, availability as well for weddings as well, because of our shift work. We work 2-day shifts, 2 night shifts, and then I'm off for 4 days.
Right.
And that shift pattern never changes. So
Aye.
I could tell you in 5 years' time when I'll be working.
You know your diary, and that's really important as well. Like, isn't it?
So it's a great all-rounder. I love the job. I love playing at weddings as well, and I get to be around my kids more. So win-win.
Yeah. And on the wedding day, I suppose if we go on that as well, what sort of times and stuff would you be there at the wedding days? What's your, what part of the wedding can you be part of, I suppose, would be the question.
So primarily I would be ceremony and drinks receptions, and I do sometimes during the dinners as well.
Yeah.
But for the ceremony, I will always be there an hour before the ceremony starts.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll get guests coming, especially in churches. You'll find 45 minutes before the ceremony even starts, there'll be little guests coming in, taking their seats because they're so excited for the day. So as soon as they walk into the venue, I will be playing. So it sets the tone for the whole day. So play the ceremonies, and then drinks receptions are normally an hour and a half, 2 hours long. And then I just play kind of according to the vibe of the day.
Yeah.
If it's a little more chilled and quiet, I can do that. If it's a bit of a lively wedding party, then I can up the music ante and play some lively songs as well.
And I suppose with ceremonies as well, I always see this on our Facebook group. You might have brides asking, especially if it's church ceremony and stuff, there is certain songs that sort of have to be, or you can't really go outside the box as such. Wouldn't that be right in saying that?
It would be in some church weddings, yeah, but we can adapt to that. Normally they'll let them have a couple of the modern songs.
Yeah.
And then they may want some hymns and things played, but I can do that. The other thing as well, some churches, they want to have hymns where the congregation are singing.
Yeah.
So I can do that too. I can actually play the organ as well if they want
very
the
good.
organ.
So you can adapt under that as well if it's needed, sort of thing on the day. And how many songs would you need, I suppose, for ceremony as well? Brides or couples always be thinking, how many songs do I need for that ceremony? Is it different and different? I suppose if it's a ceremony here, like if it was in the beach lawns here, and it was a civil ceremony or something like that, you wouldn't need as many songs. Would that be right?
You wouldn't need as many. What I would say is one for your entrance song, but what I'm seeing now more and more of, which I love, is the bride actually saying, I want my bridesmaids to walk up to one song, and then I want to walk up to another one. So I think the beauty of me being a live pianist is I can watch the bridesmaids coming up the aisle. When they get to the top, I can slow the music down and then blend it without stopping.
That's such a big
into
one.
the bride's song.
That's a great thing to, because as well, if you're doing music just playback or whatever, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes, like I've seen that in situations where it's music playback, and you've got to really with this, so you can sort of tone it out a bit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't match as well. Whereas with the piano, you can just change it on.
You can adapt it, and as well, some of the songs, they don't really kick in until the chorus. So at least when the bridesmaids are at the top and the bride's ready to come up, I can just go straight into the main part of the song. I don't have to play it from the very beginning of the piece.
Yeah.
So that's another thing as well.
So you're really reading the crowd and I suppose reading what's happening around you.
Things go wrong as well.
Yeah,
and
you're seeing everything. Or if you need to add a bit onto a song, it can be done easily enough, I suppose, with an instrument.
It's one less worry as well for the couple, because they do think, what if I'm walking too slow, or what if I'm too fast?
Yeah.
And I would always say, don't need to worry about that. Let me do that. Don't you be putting yourself under stress.
So the popular thing, of course, would be ceremonies and then afternoon drinks reception. So that'd be probably one of your popular packages as such that you're offering.
I would normally say, because I'm there anyway, so why not just have me for your drinks reception as well?
Yeah. And drinks reception, I suppose, can you bring that party feel as well to a drinks reception?
Absolutely, yeah. I can bring any vibe you need. But
So it's all there, and music-wise, what about requests and stuff? Is that something that can be done?
Yeah, certainly. I have a lot of music. I would bring my iPad as well. So if I'm not totally familiar with a song and somebody comes up and asks me, I can look it up and then I have a brief look at the music. And as long as I know the piece, I've heard it, I can certainly give it a go. Yeah.
So tell us, with ceremonies and stuff like that, is there any songs that you find really work well with ceremonies? I know you said don't stick to trends, but is there songs that you find are really good for that as well, or you see a real emotional thing
Yeah.
whenever they're being played?
What I would say is songs on the way out, your exit song.
Right.
Make sure that it's lively.
Aye.
You know, because I have been asked to play some songs for the exit.
Aye.
And it's quiet and, you know, it's not a lively song.
Aye.
And when you walk out and it's the new Mr. and Mrs. and you want everyone to stand up and start clapping and cheering.
Give that bit of an atmosphere.
Oh, I love that,
like, you know,
yeah. And that's kind of where I kind of hit it, you know. So you kind of songs like Sky Full of Stars is a good one for that.
Yeah.
Kind of Coldplay. Songs along them lines. So
funny, I was at a wedding recently, and it was Bad Moon Rising as I walked out.
Okay.
And I thought it was very good. So it did, you know, just, you know, it was like, you know, here we go, a Bad Moon Rising.
Yeah,
sort of I just thought it was nice, you know. But that's a really good tip as well. So whenever you're going out, pick something lively and pick something that's really going to
get the crowd
everybody going and ready for a good day of partying, sort of thing. To the ceremony, I suppose whenever you get into venues, a lot of venues have their pianos and all on site. Mm-hmm. Do you normally use that, or what's your thoughts there too on that, or do you know, how does that work?
So I would always say to the couples, make sure if there's a piano, you know where it's placed, because the hotel might say, yeah, we have a piano here to play, but it's not actually in the room where your ceremony is.
Yeah.
Or for the drinks reception, again, make sure it's in the drinks reception area. But I have my piano with me, even if
so you always bring your piano with you?
I always have it in the boot of my car. Because the last thing I want to do is turn up and start playing the piano that I've been told is wonderful. It was played last week, and it's completely out of tune.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that, because I absolutely love playing the piano, and if it's not up to scratch, I wouldn't be playing that piano. But it's lovely when the piano is there in a venue. It really is.
And it works well.
Take advantage of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I can add on that. And I suppose that's a big one as well. Like, you know, a lot of couples might see, like you were sort of touching on that, if the piano's not in the room, they're not easy moved, these big grand pianos. No. So don't be expecting it, or I suppose with the thing, you know, if you're doing a drinks reception and it's in one part of the hotel and the piano's nowhere, they're definitely not going to move it. And I suppose that's the thing to think of as well. Like, and you'll find most of them pianos, they're in like an area that they're a foyer, somewhere like that. So that's probably not where your drinks reception's going to be as such as well.
But it's definitely an advantage. If your hotel does have a piano, definitely look at having a live pianist on your wedding day, because why wouldn't you if they have a beautiful grand piano sitting there? It should be used.
So there's three main sort of slots. We have the ceremony and we have the afternoon drinks, and then of course the evening meal as well. And that's lovely as well, you know, if you're especially if it's like a black tie sort of affair. Wonderful piano in the background, and that's really nice. And what sort of vibe would you go with that? Yeah,
I think the good thing about the piano is, as opposed to even having a singer or something during the meal, it's not overpowering.
And you can sort of enjoy it.
Yeah. So it's not taking over. Guests can still enjoy their meal, chat away without going, I wish that music would turn down. You know, I can't hear what you're saying, you know. So it's just a really nice chill vibe without being overpowering.
Yeah. And where can people find out about you? I know you're on TikTok, and your TikTok, you get a...
TikTok's about everything.
Yeah, but you get an aspect, and I see you're into running and all that, but that's lovely as well, and people can get a see that you're playing the piano and you're out running the stuff as well. So where can people contact you? With TikTok be good, or what's...
So I'm on TikTok, but probably to contact me it would be better. Facebook, I'm on Janine Kinnear, Wedding and Event Pianist, and the same on my Instagram as well.
Right.
And then my TikTok's just a bit of everything. So it's me, my family, my running, my job, just a bit of everything.
Yeah. And you love the running. Do you do any hydrox or anything like that?
I don't do that, but I do triathlons.
Right.
So I love my triathlons. So a bit of running, cycling, swimming, and then a bit of gym as well.
So you go. So there'll be no problem. You'll not be late at all. You just run into the venue and you'll be ready to go on the day.
Never late.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. And remember, if you want to check it out, Facebook and Instagram, best place to contact you. Thanks so much, Janine.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening. Bye for now.